Okay guys, we've mashed in now. I'll show you what I've done here. I've wrapped it up in blankets just because it's a little cooler out here than I thought it was today. So I wrapped it up. It's going to sit now for about an hour, and once we're done that, we'll start our first runnings. Actually we'll do our first runnings, and then while I'm heating some sparge water up, and we'll go from there. So I'll fill you guys in when we get to that stage. Okay guys, we're back now. We're getting ready to do our first runnings, and we'll take a look and see how that goes. I'll pan the camera down to the pot area here so you can see what's going on there, see what our first runnings look like, and we'll go from there. So just give me 2 seconds, I'll move the camera. Alright, let's see what happens when we open up the valve a little bit here. So it's open just a crack. I don't know if you can see this, but we're getting a lot of stuff coming through. We'll run a couple of jugs off, and then spatter them back through the top to till we clear up a little bit. So we'll run about a jug, and I'll bring the jug up so you can take a look. So you can see got a lot of stuff floating around in there. So we'll zoom back out, and then what we'll do is we'll show a shot of me pouring this carefully back over top of our bed. Smells fantastic. Now what we want to do is we're going to do another runnings here, and I'll show you that right away. Okay guys, here we go. This is going for our, this will be our third runnings now. It's running much clearer. I think the bed is really starting to settle in now. I'll pick it up and I'll show you right away here. Quick little zoom here. So you can see it's running much clearer than what it was. Definitely clearer. Smells phenomenal. So I think I got to do a couple more of these, and we'll start letting it go off into the boil kettle. and then I'll just heat back up my sparge water and we'll do a sparge, and I'll show you the sparge process. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay guys, our next phase now here is we're going to do what's called the batch sparge, and that's where I'm going to take about another four gallons of water or so and rinse it through the grains. Actually, I might not use that much because I have quite a bit of wort already, so it'll be probably about 2.5 or 3 gallons more of water, and we'll stir up the grains again, let them sit for about another 10-15 minutes, and then we will drain that off, and then we can get everything ready to start our boil. Alright, we'll be back. Okay guys, we just started our runnings off our sparge run. As you can see, it's going to be the same process that we went through for our first runnings. Is we've got to run through 2 or 3 jugs. On my first one it took me 4 jugs approximately to the bed to settle down and to start clearing out. So it'll be the same process here, and then once we're done here we can head towards our boil. So I'll be back shortly. Okay guys, we're just getting ready to do our boil. I'll pan down right away so you can see the pot. We're just working on it to come up to a boil. And then we can do our first hop addition, which will be Northern Brewers. This is my first hop addition. So we're just going to wait for the pot should come up to a boil shortly. It's just starting to roll. And so once we come up to a boil, we start our 60 minutes, I'll show me throwing the hops in. Okay guys, you can see here, I'm just going to go down here. We're just starting to come to a boil. You start seeing the foam on top, and if it really starts, that's called a protein. What we're waiting for basically to officially start our boil is what's called the protein break. That's when that foam first comes up, and then it starts to slowly subside. But this is where you really got to watch your heat. Best thing to have on hand is spray bottle cold water, and be ready to jump on the temp control on your whatever type of burner you happen to have. And you want to cut that heat back to prevent a boil over. It's not pretty if you get one. I had a minor one last time I brewed because I wasn't paying attention, and so once it comes up to boil, I'll show you. And we come up to our protein break, and I'll do my hop addition. Okay guys, we're just coming up to our boil here. You can see it's just starting to break through the foam. That's what we really got to watch for now, because it's really going to foam up past this point. See? Very close to boil over. This stuff will go back into suspension. There we go. This is what's known as our hot break. Let this go for a couple minutes, make sure it's going to stay stable, and then we can do our hop addition. Alright, looks like it's stabilized. So we can do our first hop addition. This is Northern Brewer full leaf hops. It's going in for the 60 minute. now basically we're just sitting here and it's a waiting game. Now we do our 60-minute boil. I'll come back with 45 minutes left and do our last additions, and I'll show you that stuff. Hey everybody, I almost forgot to shoot this part. We're just shooting a little video now. We've taken the flame out. We've got the chiller in. It's chillerating. And right now our target is to get down to about 25 degrees, and we've dropped down now to 32. I don't know if you can see that. No, now we just dropped down to 30. It's dropping about a degree every minute, minute and a half. So when we get down to about 25, then I can bring it in and throw it in the fermenter, and then we can pitch our yeast. So once I get it inside, I'll come back and I'll show you the pitching the yeast. Okay guys, here we are back down in the old brew dungeon. As you can see, we've transferred the wort. I didn't think there was any much point in showing the video of that. It's fairly standard. The only thing I did do that I didn't have on video, because I couldn't do two things with one hand, was I did aerate the wort. I have a attachment for my drill. Of course, sterilized, sanitized, and so we did that for my to aerate. Now I've just taken my yeast starter here that I made earlier today and shook it up really well to bring the yeast back into suspension, and we're going to dump that on the top here, and as you can see, it's definitely ready to go, and we'll dump her in, and then I'll give an update when she starts percolating. Alright, see you later.